Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome. Today, we have a SAG Award winner, Grammy nominee, and she created the hashtag Unmutiny. Oh, and she won the 17th season of Dancing with the Stars. I am your host, Neeson, and you're now in a session with Amber Riley.
Sons of Sonic. This ain't the weekend. It's time to move on, yeah. You tell me I'm warm, yeah. But nigga, when you're leaving.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm
good.
I'm sitting here vibing.
Why, thank you.
Okay, what is this? What is this record called?
It's called BGE.
BGE.
Yes.
Meaning?
Big girl energy.
Oh. All right. Say less. Big girl energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to dive into this. Mm-hmm. But first, what inspired you this morning?
Oh, work. Work inspires me every day.
Work. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you mean by work?
Work, my life's work. Music, acting, producing, writing, just work. I am my own machine.
Is faith a big part of this machine?
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up Christian. My mom is a minister. I grew up singing in church. Also classically trained on top of that.
Let them know.
But
yeah, you can't just say, I grew up singing it. No. Yeah.
People have that, oh, she must sing in church. Yes, but I'm also classically trained.
Right.
So
Yes.
That also.
Yeah.
But yeah, faith plays a major part in my life. I deal with anxiety and depression, and along with learning how to, in a natural sense, deal with that in a spiritual sense has really kind of helped also. So faith is very important.
How important is mental health to you?
Oh man, so important. And the unfortunate thing about our society now is it's been like sensationalized to the point where people don't think that it's real. And it's a hard thing to explain to someone that doesn't experience it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm so open about it. I'm so open about talking to people because mental illness or having a mental health issue, anxiety, depression, whatever, it doesn't have a face.
It does not.
It doesn't have a face.
When somebody speaks about it and makes it more normalized, I think it's great. And somebody like you, which, you know, all the awards, the winning of Dancing with the Stars, which I mean, that was one that really is more amazing.
Major anxiety leap for me.
Yes.
Because I said no first to doing
Really?
that. Oh, yes. It's like, I don't want to, they don't ever have no clothes on. Like, it's like, I just wasn't confident in that way. But I love to dance, and I knew that I could dance. And I kind of wanted to show the world that, so I said no. And before they told them my answer, they were like, we're just going to let you sit on it for a couple of days. Going to let you percolate on your answer. Mm-hmm. And I kind of went back and was like, okay, this is something that scares me, but is it a fear that will make you grow? Or is it a fear that's a warning? And I was like, this is a fear that's going to make me grow. And it did.
And look at that.
It really did.
And you walked away with a trophy.
I walked away with the trophy unexpected. I did not think I was going to win.
So final week, you're sitting there. You just did your final dance. Mm-hmm. Did you have an inkling that you were going to win? Or did you was just like, hey, man, I made it this far. It is what it is.
I just didn't put any expectations on it. I didn't. I was just like, I had so much fun. I got to do something and show the world that I can dance, which is something I always wanted to do because dancing was a dream deferred for me, right? My mom and my parents were like, you act, you sing. Dancing, you're not going to be a dancer.
Right.
So we're going to put our focus on the things that we know you'll have a future in, right? Mm-hmm. So dancing it just wasn't a thing. So being able to do that was enough.
That was
winning was like, if you see the picture of the moment that I won.
Oh, we're gonna fly it up right now. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Amber and Jerry.
I did this competition because I didn't know if I can do it, and anything that scares me I want to do, so I want to let women of all sizes out there know you can do whatever you put your mind to. It doesn't matter what size you are, what color you are, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
the moment that I won, it was genuine shock on my face. I'm like, what? Like, I was screaming and jumping. I just didn't think. I didn't. I thought for sure, because Corbin Blue was the other person that was in the contestant that was in the running, and he's such an amazing dancer, and he's trained, and like, you know, the girls, you know.
I mean, okay, yeah.
The girls were gonna vote for him, and I'm just like, yeah, you know, it was fun.
Did you not realize who you were at that time? I mean, know who you are now, but
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so let's talk.
I wake up with myself every day. I don't see myself like that at all.
Hey, you know what? And that's why you have me here to remind you of who I'm talking to right now. You know, we talk about you growing up at church, you growing up singing and acting. You auditioned for American Idol and didn't make it?
I auditioned when I was 18, I believe. And, you know, the older that you get, your dream just starts to feel further and further away sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Right? I kind of grew up like the tale of two cities. My family, you know, we did pretty well for ourselves, and then went to a slump and ended up struggling a lot. And so my mind was in a space of like, okay, I gotta make it. Now it goes from being a passion to like, I gotta make it. Like, this is what I have to do.
Yeah, because not for you anymore.
And then American Idol came around, and I was like, oh my God, I really want to audition for this. I ended up auditioning for it and didn't get it, like didn't make it through the rounds, and like thought my world was shattered. Like, how am I gonna, this is an impossible dream. Why would God give me this huge desire for something that feels like breathing to me? Right. Like, music feels like breathing to me. That feels like air. Yeah. When I'm down or I'm like upset or I need to clear my head, I sing. Like, it's breathing. That was like taking my air. Wow. When I didn't, you know, get that opportunity, and I was denied.
You say taking that air, but then 2 years later?
Yeah.
3 years later? I
think about like 3 or 4 years later, I booked Glee, and I always said in my interview, like, I ended up working for Fox anyway, and now they had to pay me.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was like, Fox was.
Now you have to pay me.
Now you got to pay. You could have got me for rent. Now, hey, now cut me the checks.
The price went up.
Yeah. Hey, they paid up.
Yeah, they had to pay then, and I still got to sing. So
right,
that was
awesome. and even more, like, you got to sing and actually act, and just move into that. I'm here to tell you that Glee is one of my all-time favorite shows. Oh, like, period.
Thank you.
Oh, no matter what. Watching the show, these high school kids, and like I was like just out of high school, and I was like, oh, this is real. Like, you know, like these are situations that I actually knew people in, right? And just the rawness that you've seen on a Fox show by kids, or that was portraying kids. Talk about just that early the early first season, or just trying to before you guys knew, oh, this is a hit.
Yeah, I think everyone pretty much knew, like, a couple of days after filming. In the beginning, it was just a whirlwind. The burden on your shoulder to feel like you have to represent your whole entire race on national TV every single week. Yeah. And like, it was hard. I was the only Black person on the set, and it was very hard to sometimes relate to everyone culturally, or like explain to the director or the writer why this is not appropriate to say, or Black people don't talk like this. Like, it left me in like
please speak about Jesus.
It did leave me sometimes in very uncomfortable positions, but also heavily dealing with anxiety at that time, and that being exasperated and feeling like I couldn't say certain things, and having to push through my anxiety enough to stand up for myself, which I got better at as I've gotten older. It was hard. It was tough. It was really tough. Like, a lot of feeling by yourself or alone, or, you know, taking time in your trailer. And that's not even like a diss on anyone else that was in the cast, but it had to do with just, we're different. We communicate different. We grew up in different communities, like, and so unless you are being deliberate about learning about another person, you probably aren't going to connect on a certain level. And we weren't there to do that. We were there to work. So like that's not really on them. There were good times and there were bad times. Like the great times were the moments where my community recognized what it was that I was doing on the show. And those amazing moments that I did get, which were few and far between. Yes, that's shade.
If you didn't know.
That's shade.
Yes.
Which were few and far between. And those moments kept me moving forward. But there were moments on that show where I second guessed my talent, if I was good enough, you know, if people really respected me, if my community really respected me, or they, you know, thought I don't know, was like a sellout or something, I don't know, or a stereotype or whatever the case may be. Yeah, those all those things went through my head, which I'm sure they do every single actor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How am I representing myself? How are they seeing me? But I wish that I got the opportunity to be the butt of a joke, but also be a hero at some point.
Yeah.
Have a comeback and show what I actually can do. And I you know, it made me sad that Mercedes never got that moment. She didn't get that.
Right.
You know, she eventually kind of like toward the end kind of. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, it was a launching pad for my career, and I'm grateful to the people that I worked with. Ryan Murphy and Brad Falchuk, still talk to them to this day. And we've had conversations about that also, and I got to express what I felt about those moments, and even got some like apologies, and even got to, because you know they're good people.
Right.
They are
It
good
seemed
people.
like it.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also the business.
It's the business.
It's the business, and that's what people take it personally, but it's
It's
a business.
It's a business.
It's a business.
You talked about on Glee having a voice. Mm-hmm. So you started a hashtag Unmutiny. Mm-hmm. Please explain about what a mutiny is.
A mutiny is a hashtag. Sorry, I cut you off.
Nope,
What were you
it's
saying?
fine. It's fine. Don't be sorry. Explain about what a mutiny is.
Unmutiny is a hashtag that I started amongst all the things that I do. Activism is one,
Yes.
with the focus on obviously my community, but also a focus on mental health. And also focus on what it is as actors and as an actor of color, a black actor, where our value, as far as where we are valued in this industry.
There's this thing happening right now on Twitter. Amber Riley from Glee started this thing called hashtag Unmutiny. There's also something by Jared Hill called hashtag Everyday. And then the Broadway actors that are black and brown created hashtag We See You. So there's all these people coming together saying enough is enough. And I think that what people forget is that no one is asking for better or more. We're asking for equal.
A lot of the things that I felt when I was on set was I didn't have a voice. My voice felt like it was suppressed, you know, or my job was in jeopardy for, you know, speaking out against things that made me uncomfortable, telling the truth, or, you know, standing up for myself. And a lot of other actors felt the same way, and I was seeing so many stories that were similar to mine. And so I started Unmutiny as like a hub online for people to tell their stories and feel seen. And I wanted it to kind of explode so that Hollywood can see, hey, we're telling these stories and we're not going to be silent anymore. This shit is not going. I'm sorry, I have a really bad mouth. Is it okay?
I have a terrible fucking mouth.
Great. Okay. So this shit, I'm just like, this shit is not going to continue on. And the only way that happens is if we're brave enough to tell the truth and expose it. And it's not about ending people's careers. Like I don't have a vindictive bone in my body. I am so not a vindictive person, but also at the same time, don't fuck with me because I'm not the one. You know what I'm saying? And like as I've gotten older and going through therapy and learning who I am as a person, learning who I am as an artist, learning my value as an artist, and understanding like, no, I am not lucky that you hired me. You're lucky that you hired me.
Thank you.
And I am adding value to what it is that you do. That's why you're paying me. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to treat me with respect and accordingly when I'm on the set, just like you treat my counterparts. I'm not going to be treated less than because of the color of my skin, because you don't think that I bring as much value to your project.
Right.
Like, no, fuck that. That's not happening. This is not a time for people to be quiet.
Absolutely.
It's just not. It's not a time for people to be quiet. It's not a time to be comfortable. Get uncomfortable.
Breonna Taylor. Now, hearing that name, and I say this, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. And I say that confidently, sadly, knowing that they're not going to be arrested by the time this airs. So I could say it and it'll still be evergreen.
You broke into someone's house. He was protecting his family.
And were dressed in street clothes.
In street clothes. And no one announced themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, there was Sandra Bland before that, Tatiana. Yeah. There was, Corin, and again, because these women probably weren't palatable black women, right? Sandra was giving attitude, smoking her cigarette in the car, which she had the right to fucking do.
Yep. She did nothing wrong.
Corin, had a record. She still shouldn't have been killed. You know what I'm saying? Breonna Taylor, the story was she was asleep. She was killed in her sleep. So that's more palatable. So we're going to talk about that one. And I don't mean that in a negative way. We should be talking about all of these women.
Right.
But I'm just talking about the psyche of America and how we justify what we're going to pay attention to.
I'm going to attempt to break us out of this right now.
You got enough where you can pick and choose.
Yeah, crazy segue. But so I want to talk your music. But I want to do it in the game of Connect 4.
Okay.
All right. So we could play it like this.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna be red.
Oh, the guests don't get to choose the colors?
Oh no. I'm red.
That's orange.
This is red.
It's orange.
This is red. It may be because of the fuchsia lightning or something that's going on, but it's definitely red.
This is orange.
That is okay. All right. We're gonna leave it up to the people that watch this to determine if red or orange. But we need to talk about your
I might
color
be a
blindness?
little colorblind.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we need to talk about
It's okay. Can't really ever tell the difference between black and navy either, or pink and purple.
You can't. Yeah, you okay? So you may be a little color. That's fine. That's fine. That's absolutely fine.
That's yellow.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow. All right.
I got it.
You got it. But I will let you go first.
Okay.
And but when I was walking in, you played a song called Big Girl Energy.
Yes.
Please tell me how that song came about and just what it represents. What is Big Girl Energy?
Big Girl Energy is taking care of business. And I remember that day going in the studio, and I just was like, I want to talk my shit.
Okay.
I just want to talk my shit today.
Okay.
So indulge me. This is how I feel. It's about energy, and it's also about the physical, like physically being a big girl.
Right.
How sometimes people think, we don't have sex lives, or we're not sexy, or we don't have, suitors, or we fall in love just because, somebody gave us a little bit of attention. Like, that's not it. That's not it.
Are you working on an EP? Are you working on an album?
My EP is done.
The EP is done.
It's
Can
done.
I get Callan on it?
It's
album
done. Album
EP
done.
is done.
EP's done.
Okay. So what's the EP entitled?
I'm not sharing that yet.
Okay. All right.
There's still a lot of secrets. There's a lot of things happening with the rollout.
Okay.
You're the first person that I've actually spoken to about with this music.
Well, I'm not gonna let's see, because I can't. I'm trying to ask things that's not really prying out the Connect 4.
Damn it!
Yes, that's what I was trying to. I was just trying to distract you. That's what I was trying to do, and I did it, and I won. You see it for everybody. Now I want you to take that feeling and just discuss it in a booth. That's all. I want you
what?
No, but I now, since I could walk away happy. But with that said, we're just gonna leave this up here for display. Don't take it down. I want to get you in a booth.
Okay.
All right. So let's go on and do that. Let's leave this here. No, let's leave it. Don't. It's fine. It's fine. We can just get you in it. It's fine. That is. Oh wow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got Ish on the beat, and we got Amber in the booth.
Yeah. Can I talk my shit? Can I talk my shit? Didn't you know I got the smoke? I got the smoke. Lighting the draw. I'm pulling the smoke and letting you know. Slow down. I'm in control. Didn't you know I'm in control, baby? I got the smoke, pulling the drugs, and you need to know who's in control. No. Light it up, light it up, light it up, babe. I'm what's up, I'm what's up, I'm what's up, babe. Lay it down. Oh, while I come around. Talking my shit. Yeah, I'm the ish. Nothing better than this. Yeah, this is it. This is your moment. Baby, don't blow it. I'm letting loose. All into you. I'm not alive unless you're inside. Give me a ride. Oh, oh yeah, baby.
Clean the mic, G. That note? Was that even? Gee, how is it still standing, ladies and gentlemen? Look, can you just tell the people where to find you and where they could potentially pick up this amazing piece of work that you're about to put out?
Well, the EP is going to be on all streaming services, of course. I'm Miss Amber, MS, Amber P. Riley, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. You can find me there acting crazy and being myself.
That her full self, ladies and gentlemen. Look, it was a pleasure, Miss Amber, to have you.
Thank you.
I am your host, Neeson, and you have now been in a session, and I'll catch you in the next one. This is flaming.